Hi viewers of all ages, our names are Tiajas and Carine. We are members of the Young Club and also students of the HS Brighton. We have been in Young for 8 months, and in these 8 months we have been taking under education. These are some of the problems that students face in school. When they fail their examination, they feel reluctant to continue and they drop out of school. At times, their parents are not capable of paying their school fees, and this is why the illiteracy rate of Cameroon is too high. Some students commit serious atrocities like the breaking of bounds, which leads to their dismissal, and when they are dismissed, they are unable to continue schooling. We are out to assist students out there, the uneducated people out there, to encourage them about the necessities of schooling and also the needs and what they will gain of schooling. Thanks for listening, and we shall catch you later. Please, what are yours?
My name is Mr. Ekane Peter Etoke.
We are a member of the Youth Advocacy Network. We are here to ask some series of questions. We are searching under education. Please, what's education?
Education. If you want to say or pose a question about what education is, you must first of all look at human beings themselves. Because education is the acquisition of knowledge for a positive and permanent change in behavior. Education is not the papers that conform to the level of education like the people do. When you come to school, you want to have an O level and you say that you are educated or you are learned. No. Education is a process and it is continuous. It doesn't end.
Okay, thanks. Why is education referred to as the key to success?
Well, it is right to say that learning is the key to success, because if you do not learn, you do not acquire experience, how do you expect to walk well in a path you don't know very well about? It is just like reading a road map to know how to walk in that road. That is why we say that education, that is that pre-knowledge about what you do not know, about the experiences other people have had, that they share with you in preparation of your own experiences. That's why we say that it is the key to the success.
Yes. So, please, why is the rate of illiteracy and why is the rate of illiteracy and indecency and also criminality in Cameroon, why is it high?
When you talk about illiteracy in Cameroon and criminality, they are highly interwoven. Now, first, we wouldn't talk about literacy where people are not open to avenues of education. Let me take, for example, the places in Cameroon which are not accessible. How do you expect those people to be literate? Because their experiences are limited to their environment. And sometimes even people who are sent there to work are unable to go there to work. For instance, I will take for example a place like Bakassi before today. Bakassi before today was a territory in Cameroon which was not known until the advent of the Cameroon-Nigerian crisis. What level of learning took place there when there was no school? It was limited to the experiences parents handed down to their children. But today we are living in a global world where you share experiences with people who are not here, where you have not reached, by reading them, by having internet services, which up to now I'm not sure they are in Bakassi zone. So you who are in Boya town, your learning experiences are greater than somebody who is elsewhere whose point of location is not accessible, because experiences are followed by accessibility.
So how can we solve the high crime wave of our country?
Crime wave. First of all, we have talked about education.
So,
education in Cameroon today is not very much looking at the conduct of the people. And I think that if we could have something in an educational system which evaluates the conduct of students in numerical values of marks, the students will be aware that you do not have a certain percentage decency, you are not a student, or you cannot get promotion to the next class. It would have been better. But so many students today who are very performant academically are poor in behavior because they do not find anything important in the developing world. And that is why if you go even on the higher rungs in our society, the decency is almost zero. The second thing is talking about religion. They believe in God. They believe in someone who you think that he does not see, but he'll be able to know that what you're doing is wrong, what you're doing is hurting other people. That consciousness, that consent that we have lost should be revamped and increased. And it is something that everyone try to do, from the level of a family to a village to a region and then to the nation.
Can you tell me how will the world be if everybody was educated?
Such a wonderful world. We wouldn't say that if everybody was educated. At least everybody in the world is educated. But if everybody had a good level of education, to be educated and to have a good level of education are different. Because everybody knows how to do at least one thing after having an experience. But to get a good level of education is to be able to interrelate with other people of other walks of life, other regions in the world, and other ways of thinking. You're able to fit yourself to a new learning experience without having a lot of difficulties. Even with that kind of world, what the world of idealism. But it is something that we can never attain. Because right now in Cameroon and in the world, the chances of people acquiring learning are not the same. So you cannot compare things which are not equal. You cannot say that even that the O-level that people are passing, they say that children here are more performant than children there. They learn under the same conditions, although they are trying to acquire the same kind of knowledge? No. So the field is not leveled. And in a world where the field is not leveled, you don't expect people to have the same. Cameroon is even better. Go to other nations. You'll find that the Cameroonian people say that the level of education is very low. I think we are very much advancing. Because even in Britain, where I think that it is a developed world, there are people who are not literate, who cannot read and write, but who can speak English properly because English is their first language. And so we should not really look at education from the point of view of being able to talk English, being able to talk French, being able to solve mathematics. Is being able to resolve problems without hurting anyone and without hurting yourself.
In your point of view, what can we do to make Cameroon a country a better place?
To make Cameroon a better place is first for everyone to know that what you do affects you directly or indirectly. And if one does not want to hurt himself, then we should not try to do things which hurt one another in our own country. Things like fraud, things like regionalism, things like tribalism, things like embezzlement, when sometimes people steal money which they cannot use. We should be able to have the feeling for a nation. We should be able to be statespeople, statesmen, who can lay our lives without asking questions what that nation has done for you. Ask what you're able to do to build this country. I think if we all did that, then we shall have a wonderful nation.
So now we can see that the development level of the world now is getting high, and we mostly use social media. Okay, it is said the Pan Cameroon National Stadium said that the female students do use social media to look for boyfriends. What can you say to that?
Yes, I think that you cannot avoid that because the rush for husbands is quite great. And because we are living in a global world, someone who is living in an impoverished situation, who wants to get a husband who can alleviate that situation and who might not necessarily be where they are. And because the internet is there, they mimic, they scam, they do all the kind of things they can. Somebody uses another person's picture to be able to cajole a husband so many kilometers away. And when you see that particular wife some other time, it is not what you would have expected. But surely they would have achieved their objective in one way or the other. That is why we talk about a decency in the society. If you want anything, let it be your real self. What we cry out is your real self. If you want to look for a husband on the internet, present your real self. Present your real self. And there's no problem looking for a husband anywhere. But what we decry is pornography, which is part of indecency. Or you call it divergence or deviance in school milieu or in the youthful milieu. And all those other things like sexual harassment, moving half naked with their breasts out, their thighs all out, and those kind of things. Those are the things we decry.
So what advice can you give to the youths out there that are still growing up and the ones still to come?
What I'm going to tell the youth out there is that they have those avenues of education, like the church, like the schools, like the mass media, but that they should have a shield of decency while they watch the movies. They should not only watch the movies, ask what kind of lesson do I learn from this movie? They should not only go to the internet to see pornography, they should see the side effects of exposing yourself. In everything, they should think of a proper future, a decent future. Because the past is a foundation to the present, which itself is a foundation to the future. If you expose everything you have, then in the future you have nothing to present. So they should be very, very careful in the things that they do.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your advice. And also thank you for solving our problems and our worries. We wish you a good day.
It has been my pleasure, and I encourage you in what you are doing.
Thank you, sir. Finally, we have come to an end of our program. We want to urge all the youth out there that life is not all about sex or enjoyment. You want to see that life is all about what you achieve in the future. We pray that from this video, as you watch this video, you are going to learn something important in it that can help us in our country and in future. Let us see how our country will be in the future if we follow the steps and the rules that have been stated in this video. We say thanks to all the viewers out there that there's nothing in this life. That is why they say education is the key to success. Without education, you will not be nothing in life. That is why we urge all the youths out there, all the dropouts, to come back and see the benefits they will gain in a thriving education. Thank you for listening. If you want to know more about us, you can get us on our website. And let us join our hands together so that we can say no to corruption, no to academic indecency, and see how our environment will be. So many people despise education, but they don't know what they will achieve. They don't think of the course they will do and how they will be in the future. Without education, you will be nothing, you will be nobody. That is why education is the key to success. Thank you. If you want to know more about us, you can get us on our website.
I am just a poor boy, though my story is seldom told. I squandered my resistance for a pocket full of mumbles, such are promises. All lies and jest, still a man.